Welcome everyone to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Colin McKeown. On this week's show, it's wilderness fly fishing on a budget. We fly out of Lauzon Aviation to our destination, Hastie Lake. This lake has a healthy population of smallmouth bass. We've encountered severe cold fronts coupled with weeks of extreme drought, causing very tough conditions. Versatility will be the name of the game in order to take fish. This will be a very technical show, so get your pen and paper out and we'll be right back.
Let him go back to live another day.
And away he goes. Great fish. Wow.
Oh, baby. Look at that fish.
Stop, wiggle, on the way down.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to Algoma Country Travel Association, Ontario Tourism, Islander Precision Reels, and Orvis Sporting Traditions.
In this episode, we traveled to beautiful Northern Ontario in Algoma Country. We've had numerous requests in the past for destinations that won't break the bank. This week's trip will definitely be on that list, as this is a fly-in destination that will fit most any budget. Joining me today is one of my best friends and fishing buddies, Eric Radgowski, who lives in Detroit. Eric has been a very close friend of mine for the last 15 years, and we love to take an annual fishing trip together. The first leg of our exciting and economical trip was to drive to the village of Algoma Mills, situated on the waters of Lake Lauzon. Then we met up with our pilot and float plane at Lauzon Aviation. Lauzon Aviation fly-ins include flight, cabin, boats, motors, gas, maps, and the rest is up to you. What this means is you bring your own sleeping bag, food, and fishing gear. We flew in a Beaver bush plane for only about 10 minutes to a very nice cabin on Hastie Lake, one of 9 different remote lakes you have to choose from this air service. This lake supports a very healthy population of smallmouth bass and largemouth bass, which I'd heard about for some time. Both Eric and I were really excited to get started. We started off fishing the usual waters that hold bass, concentrating on visible structure and using topwater presentations. The previous 3 weeks' weather had been hot and there had been no rain, leaving the water extremely warm in the shallows. It soon became apparent, after hours of only catching very small fish, that the larger predatory bass had moved off to deeper water. But the question is, when angling in deeper waters, is that there's no obvious structure. So where are the fish? How do you locate them? The birds were about to give us all the answers. So what we're doing, you see all the seagulls, been watching patiently, and sure enough, the bass just started boiling the bait fish to the top here. There's half a dozen loons here and about 20 seagulls. We're out over about 50 or 60 feet of water, and we're expecting to find the bass along shorelines. This is a topwater lake, but because of the conditions, they're down deep. What we're looking for right now is these fish boiling on the top to get themselves away, pushing the bait fish up, and that's how we'll get them. All right, Eric. I'll get my line out of the way here.
Nice fish, too. It's bigger than the last one. Oh, goodness.
That's a big fish.
That's a big fish. You're putting them in the net, my friend.
So you're using a floating line with an intermediate head?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and what length of leader you got on?
About 3 foot of 8-pound fluorocarbon.
Well, that's a decent fish. Look at the muscle. Wow. And we've already lost one, And this lake is known for lots of 3 to 6 pound smallmouth. And usually you're catching them on surface, but they're out here because there's so much bait fish. And we think they're smelt. Because the last group that was in here was hooking them, and they're hooking them out in the open water like this. I just hope it goes calm, because then we can really spot them and get over to them quick and cast into them.
There he is, Colin. He's up on the surface.
All right, you can bring him over this way.
I will try.
Okay, lift your rod tip. As you go by. Got him. Oh, nice. There's a nice heavy bass. Look at that. I know that's probably a solid 3, I would say.
Beautiful fish.
I don't have a measuring tape, but look at what he took. That's what's working. And look at that. And that's what we've come here for. Now, usually you're getting these, and this is probably, I'd say 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
But 2.5, good solid 2.5.
Beautiful
Much
fish.
bigger fish. Look at the belly on him.
Nice.
He's feeding really well right now.
Very healthy looking fish,
Yeah.
too.
I'm gonna take him, get him over the side here for Eric. Some oxygen, revive him. When he's ready, he'll go. There he goes.
Thank you very much, Colin.
First fish, well done, Eric.
Lovely. That was great fun.
It was. All right, let's get a 5-pounder.
Let's try.
Eric, you're doing great.
It's pure luck, my friend.
Well, I know you say that. I'm gonna cast out around him though, because sometimes
You got one following it. You betcha.
Let me get one out there real quick. You fight him for a second. Let me just
Oh, yeah.
see if there's somebody around here.
He's like running at me.
I'm using the same fly that Eric's got. It's got a lot of sparkle in it. And it should be approximately the right size. It's in that 3.5, 4-inch length.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm not seeing anybody around him.
Oh, wow.
Okay, when you're ready, this way. Oh, he did not like the look. Isn't this great fun?
This is a riot.
And we've been here, what, 2 hours, 3
Maybe.
hours? This is
Yeah.
your 3rd fish. Colin 0, Eric 3. And you understand, we're in about 50 feet of water, and they're up in this top 20 feet, eating smelt and cisco that are in the, just above the thermocline. Oh, that's a nice fish, Eric. Okay. I'm just gonna put this right here. Just steer the head when you can. Don't rush it. I don't want you to lose this guy. Eric's got a barbless fly on, so it's important that he takes his time, because if he takes a good jump or turns the wrong way, it's gonna come out. And the water's still, it's actually cooled off a lot here. It's going down into the 50s at night.
And we'll bring him towards you, Colin.
Yeah, and it's in the low 70s during the day. That's a nice fish. That's a good solid 3.5 pound bass from what I can see. Okay.
No.
Oh. In the shoulder.
Sorry, my friend.
It's all right. So this is the fly Eric's using, and you can see why it's doing the trick. It's just perfect. Now that was cool. I don't mind you losing that. We saw it, and I'm sure the camera saw it, and everybody at home, I mean, this is so much fun. And to get these on poppers, we're waiting. You see it's starting to calm down a bit, and we're hoping that this front will just lay down soon, and we can get at them, because when they start busting the surface, we can cast streamers in there, but we can also throw poppers, and that's what I really want to do. I want to get some big bass on poppers. So
That was a nice fish.
that was a nice fish, my friend. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
The evening thunder and lightning storm was ended by the morning. It was completely still and beautiful. Only the sounds of the birds and loons could be heard. Eric and I enjoyed a hot coffee and good conversation while taking in the scenery and the tranquility of the moment. This is why we came up here. I was a little concerned that the storm would put the fish off for a short time. We decided that the fish would still be in deeper waters. The presence of the loons and seagulls certainly confirmed they too were waiting for things to start happening.
Good job, Eric. I'll get the, oh, nice fish. Nice fish. And so this drifting and casting is working. We're looking for those fish there in the upper part of the water column. I'll get the net here. Oh, what a beautiful fish. Oh. Yeah. Oh, well done, Eric. That's a solid 3.5, 4 pound bass.
That's lovely.
Okay, let's just calm down here. There we go. You see, look at the size of that fly we're using here. It's a good size.
Big fish, sure.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
That's
Beautiful
gorgeous.
bass. Beautiful, beautiful bass.
17, 18 inches, you think?
Yeah, easy.
Beautiful.
Nice and thick. So let's just get him in there real quick. He won't take time to, oh, he's ready to go. There he goes.
Thank you, Colin.
Hey, well done.
Thank you.
The great thing about flying into a do-it-yourself destination that Lauzon Aviation provides is you have world-class wilderness fishing at an affordable price. You get to share great times with friends, laugh a lot, and best of all, you have the whole lake to yourselves. What could be better? Call early as they book up quickly each season.
It's 48 degrees, the wind's blowing, it is cold. It's been like this all day. Really, really tough conditions on a lake that's got big bass, lots of them. But we're really, we thought we were being challenged the first few days. Today's just been horrific. But Eric's just figured it out. And just like a sluggo, one of those big plastics, we've been drifting and retrieving real slow, and Eric's got one finally. But the one thing we should tell everybody is that what we haven't seen all day until this past half hour were the gulls coming down. They've been here, but they came down and they're getting things off the surface, and that meant the bass were doing some killing down there. Oh, look at that. That's a big fish, Eric. Well done. Well done.
There you go.
Another big bass. Look at that. Beautiful bass. This.
In order to get the presentation to the bass and also maximize the amount of time our fly was in the feeding zone, we had to strategically use the wind to our advantage. Based on spotted feeding activity, our boat was positioned upwind of the area. Then we would drift with a horizontal angle to the areas we wished to cast to. Once at the end of the targeted area, we would then motor back up to the top and drift it again. The key to this whole presentation technique is keeping your fly in the feeding zone. There's lots of lake with suspending fish chasing bait fish, so you have to move frequently and fan cast.
All right, look at that. Look at this guy go. So we're just about to pull up. Oh, this is a good fish. We're just about to leave. You can see the wind's really pushing us. And we're just about to go back up, do another drift, cast. And I was just reeling it in, and boom, probably about 3 rod lengths away from the boat, this guy hit. And he hit hard. Boy, did he hit it, and he feels like a good fish. I'm using a 6-weight rod. The full, oh yeah, that's another big bass. I'm using a 6-weight rod with an intermediate line, so this is gonna go down at about 1.5 to 2 inches per second. Cast it out, letting it drop, feed out some line to get it down, and then I slowly strip it back. In that case, like I said, I was just reeling it, so it was probably about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet down at the most. Oh, look at this rod. Now, do you want the net there, Eric?
Sure.
And I'm using a big half and half, what is it, a clouser?
Half clouser,
half clouser, half deceiver.
Correct.
And this is probably about 5 inches, 6 inches long, which is what the size of the Cisco are here that they're feeding on. Oh yeah, look at that baby. Look at that baby. That's a nice bass. Wow. And what's great is that Eric and I were able to figure this out because we pounded the shoreline. Nobody was home. Catching small fish, we knew that was really wrong. And then we saw the seagulls out here feeding. And that was our clue that the bass may be out in the deeper water feeding on something that's abundant. Just like this. Okay, Eric, I'm gonna bring him in by his head. You ready?
Yeah, bring him in.
All right. Oh, baby, look at that.
Beautiful fish, look at that.
Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. Huge. Look at that. Not as long as the one that Eric caught a minute ago, but certainly as heavy. I'll get this hook out. Might need those pliers. Oh, there it goes. See? Half and half clouser and deceiver that Eric gave me. It's about 5-6 inches long, and that's what we're catching.
That's gorgeous fish.
Absolutely gorgeous. Put him on his stomach now. There he goes. All right.
Great job, Colin. Great job.
Thanks. Like I said, versatility, being observant, watching what's going on around you. Eric and I were able to figure out where these fish are, what they're feeding on, and how to catch them.
Watching birds to locate feeding fish is generally thought to be a saltwater plan of action. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Often, bait fish are driven to the surface by smallmouth bass, much like stripers and tuna do in the ocean. Smallmouth will work in teams to ball the baitfish and attack them tactically. Often they're dead and wounded baitfish that float to the surface. Diving loons and seagulls will tell you where baitfish are being attacked from below. As anglers, we have to watch for this activity on lakes, much like we watch birds to indicate a hatch happening on a river. When you find baitfish, you will find predatory fish, and usually birds like loons and seagulls.
Fish on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is a good one, too. Oh, look at this guy. Oh. You know what's so great about this? It's just not catching the fish. It's when you figure it out. When you put it all together and you go, okay, I know where these fish are, what they're doing, and why they're doing it. And this guy came up. I'm willing to bet you he was 5 to 10 feet down, and he came up. That fly was 2, maybe 3 feet away from the end of my rod tip. I was just about to pick it up and possibly change flies, and I saw him come up, and he grabbed it. Nice fish. Nice big fish. You want to grab that, Eric, for me?
I'm on it.
Okay. All right. And there we go. Oh, look at that. This is great. Ah, yes. Look at that. A nice big chunky bass.
It's just sister to the other fish you
Yeah.
just caught, Colin.
You know, so this is a 2.5 pounder, I'd say, 3 and change. Nice and fat. Not as heavy as the last one, but very healthy fish, very, very strong, and very, very aggressive, which is what I love. Because these guys are being super aggressive. And we'll let him go. There he goes. All right.
Normally the flies we would use here at Hastie Lake would be poppers in yellow, green, and orange. Topwater action is what this lake is known for, but we had to change it up to catch fish due to the conditions. Basically, we matched the lures spin fishermen were using the week before when sluggos and large smelt type patterns worked. For us, it was massive clouser minnow patterns, over 7 inches each. These are pike or muskie flies, but were perfect for these big smallmouth. The best performing colors were green and white and silver and white. So it goes to show you, bring lots of patterns and expect the unexpected.
Oh, it's a nice fish. Wow.
And we were just thinking we got out of the area where they were at, and I was just twitching this fly. I don't know, Eric. It's been a tough day. It's about 4 o'clock-ish. I think we'll get this fish in and go in and make some supper. Call it a day. What do you think?
I think so.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
fish.
Strong. You see that bass? Oh, it's a nice bass. Unfortunately, we didn't get the bass like we wanted on topwater. We really were hoping, and we came for that. That's what this lake is known for. Besides big smallmouth and largemouth, it's known for topwater action. But the fronts we've had and the cold, it's just been really tough conditions. So we've adapted and we figured it out. And every day, Eric, we've had to change our tactics virtually, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
I mean, we're not stripping in the flies quickly because that would not work. It's not a huge fish, but would have loved to end the day with a 6-pounder because they're in here. Ah, bring them on over here. Oh, that's wonderful. Still a nice fish. I'd say that's a 17-incher. I'll just pop the fly. It just, ooh, it's a good thing I got him. It's just in the corner of the mouth here. And that was going to come out pretty quickly. There's that big deceiver working. It's a nice fish. I'd say 16 to 17 inches. Real good fighters. Really good fighters. Oh, he's already ready to go. I hope you learned a lot about do-it-yourself fly fishing trips that are very economical, like Lauzon Air, where they've got all these remote outposts. And also learned about how you have to be versatile as a bass fisherman, because if you want to catch lots of fish, you've got to adapt to the conditions. From all of us here at the New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to Algoma Travel Association, Ontario Tourism, Islander Precision Reels, and Orvis Sporting Traditions.